Warning, this podcast contains holograms. Like Tupac and Obi-Wan.
Not Jim holograms. So.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Flash Season 3, Episode 5, Monster. I'm your host Clio, and with me I have Dom and Nikki.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. We gotta look at Cisco's apartment.
Cisco's apartment.
Fucking nice.
Is it?
It's huge.
It's huge, but I saw a lot of cement, raw cement walls and stuff.
It's a studio, but
okay,
it's huge.
It is. It's pretty big. It's got 3 areas for them to sleep in. Cisco's got his room, Barry's got a room, and then it looks like Wells is on the couch. So, it's bigger than I thought it was.
I was under the impression HR was staying at S.T.A.R Labs.
I could have sworn he said... I thought he said this episode that he was on the couch. When Barry was running around the kitchen. I could be wrong.
I was too busy laughing at the way Barry was holding the toast. He was just like this with the toast.
Yeah,
he was really awkward about it.
What are you doing?
He was flipping it around, and it's I can see, Barry, both sides are burnt. Good job at making toast.
That wasn't burnt. That was crispy.
That was burnt.
That was way more toasty than I like my toast.
I like my toast very toasty.
I like it very light, where you just start seeing the brown, barely.
You like bread?
No, I don't like bread. I actually despise bread.
Anyway, so they get into S.T.A.R Labs, and HR is just, he's a crazy person.
What do you mean?
See that huge platter and the bagels and you know what? To be honest, if I went to work and that was in front of me every day, I'd be happy to go to work.
Yeah, seriously.
I'd be like, I wouldn't have to eat breakfast. Why? Why make breakfast if he's going to do that every day?
Yeah. No, it's not about that he brought the food. The crazy, he's like scrumptious day or whatever the fuck his good morning is.
Well, to be fair, he is from a different Earth. Their literature is different.
Next communion. It's like, what?
How do you say goodbye? Until our next communion.
Iris is just like, of course it is.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying HR so far.
He is weird.
Can I just say that when we met him last episode, and he's like, "Oh, my name's HR. Just call me HR." And I started thinking H.G. Wells. I really did. I really, really did. I'm not just saying after the fact. I don't remember if I said it on the podcast or not, but I started to think, and I wasn't thinking of it in terms of a writer. I was thinking of it in terms of the time travel book, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, H.R. Wells, because he crossed dimension? Is that why, But I was like, whatever. And I kind of just forgot about it. And then this episode, I was just like, bah!
Yeah. He's not really helping. He's like, yes, I'm a scientist and a novelist. And
then,
a scene later, I'm like, you're not a scientist. You're not a scientist. He's a writer. That's why he's useless.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was kind of right. He kind of sparked the ideas for everybody to make the right choices. But
in some instances, yes.
Yes.
That's true. But then there were some instances where he literally just said what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, I'm totally contributing. No.
No, you're not.
What does the R stand for in H.R. Wells?
Harrison?
Harrison Roger Wells.
Ooh.
Roger. The go-to name.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he pitches himself as an ideas man.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, I use the term out loud to call him an ideas man, right before he said it, which freaked me out. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, at least now we know he's an ideas man, and Cisco won't have him try and triangulate anything anymore.
Cisco might teach him a few things. That might be good.
Yeah, he's just like moving his hands around like I don't know how to triangulate. Yeah, and I like Wally calls him a con man. That was
Well, we still don't quite know. He could be.
That's true. I mean, he's in his like little microphone. He's like, they still don't know the real reason I'm here, and like, the real reason, yes, could be he's writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
Might not.
Right.
Well, it was his partner that solved the whole puzzle and everything.
Cryptogram, yeah.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you the partner was like, oh god, a way to get him out of my hair. Here's the answer. Go away.
The partner was Eobard Thawne.
Yeah, I was trying, because the partner can't be insignificant. I was thinking the partner has to be somebody special, somebody we know.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought maybe it's another Wells, like maybe he had a twin. He's just calling his twin his
It's Jesse.
his partner. It's Jesse. It's his daughter.
His daughter, yeah.
Oh my god, his daughter's like super smart, and he's just like, yeah.
No,
she's just
it's gonna be nobody from the Star Labs team, or anybody that because he would have come through and been like, oh my god, I know all of you,
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could be Dr. Tina McGee. It could be another doctor in another lab we've seen. It could be Caitlin's mom.
Oh.
I liked her.
Speaking of Caitlin's mom, huh?
I liked her.
I liked her too.
I have a feeling she was much more of a bad word in the other timeline, like not after Flashpoint.
Well, I think we sort of saw her being a bee here.
Oh, she is one, but I'm just saying, I think she was more of one before.
Why?
I don't know, because I expected her to be a raging
female
dog. Yeah. But she really wasn't. She was just like me on a normal day.
She was just, she turned off her emotion button.
Yeah.
Because she thought that, that was the best way for her to deal with what happened to her husband. And in the moment, it didn't occur to her that Caitlin would suffer for it.
Yeah.
And it still, until this episode, didn't occur to her that Caitlin was suffering because she had kind of shut herself off.
Yeah. I don't know, it was kind of cool. I liked seeing her. I feel like Caitlin didn't change very much between, so I think it's kind of the same relationship she had with her mom all along, and there's definitely some friction there with the father, So.
Mm-hmm. But that was an interesting bonding moment for them, was when Caitlin was like, my husband died last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, you don't know that, but now you do. Guess what?
You don't know me.
Right.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I
forgot about that.
She instantly melted. Like, she was like, oh my god, you do know what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, not that she, could imagine that she felt that way about her father, when her father died, but still.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of rude.
It was kind of rude. But at least the veil's been dropped now, and she's not being so cold towards her daughter, and she's helping her. So at first I thought, oh, Nigel seems like a great lab assistant. He seems like a great guy. Oh, wait, what? He just locked Caitlin in a room?
He basically said the same thing Caitlin did, except, Caitlin's like, well, you know what? I'm going to go off on my own and, get my own recognition. And Nigel, he wanted to be recognized, and Kate was right. Like, there's no way he was going to under her mom.
Yeah.
So he tried to be selfish.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, he was sort of like the assistant. Yes, he's very capable. Yes, he's smart. Could probably do all this on his own. But the fact that he's working with someone as type A of a personality as what's her name? Caitlin's mom.
Caitlin's mom.
Yeah, it's her name. Caitlin's mom.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have his voice be heard. So I mean,
I think he'd be great at Star Labs. Move him over there.
Yeah, or any other labs. Maybe go anywhere else, dude.
Yeah, go to Palmer
if
Tech.
you want to. Yeah.
Is that what it's still called, by the way? Because we had this discussion on Legends podcast yesterday. It's still Palmer Tech, right?
It doesn't go to Smoke Industries for quite a while.
Yeah, because Felicity's not working there. And I think in a recent episode, Ollie just broke in, and they did refer to it as Palmer Tech.
Okay. I'm just confused with all the multiple timeline versions of it.
Yeah, no, it's still Palmer Tech. So I really liked the little subplot with Caitlin's mom. That was really nice. I hope we see more of her. That'd be nice to see another.
I think we will.
Just yeah.
Because now, we saw her see Caitlin go fucking crazy, and I don't think she wants her daughter to be locked up.
No, she doesn't.
No, but now what does this mean for Caitlin's powers and everything? Because they're like, her mom leaves her a message. It's like, the more you use them, the less you'll be able to, like, turn them off.
Yeah, the more it'll become permanent. I mean, that's, I assume, how Killer Frost became Killer Frost.
Yeah.
She used her powers to the point of not turning back. Because now we see her eyes are flickering between, blue and brown. And I think her skin got a little paler too when she was using it on Nigel. So I think the more she uses it, the more she's gonna be Killer Frost. Her lips turned blue. They didn't in this episode, but they did at the shower.
They're gonna have to figure out something. I mean, especially if she doesn't want to use her powers anymore, she's gonna have to figure out something like they did with taking the Speed Force out of Barry, and like taking her cold power out of her.
I'm not sure the right answer is to take the power away from her. I'm wondering if there's like a suppression. I'm thinking field now, like suppression gauntlets for Quake.
Like Elsa.
Yeah, something like that could dilate her power, where she's not stuck in it all the time.
Just give her some magic gloves to hide her powers.
Yeah.
Those gloves didn't really.
No, they didn't help at all.
No.
Please, yeah, so please have Cisco call her Elsa. Please.
Well, they made that joke in Earth 2 when they met Killer Frost.
I know, but I need Cisco to do it.
Again, this Caitlin.
All right, I'm with it. Have him do it again.
If not, then have HR do it, and then just be all blown away. Like, what?
Yeah, or like because HR's references.
Different.
Yeah, his references are close. They're like an inch off of what the real thing is.
It'll be like Chili.
Because things are almost the same in his world, but their names are different. Their names end up being stupider. Like, what did he say Empire Strikes Back's name was?
I don't remember.
I forget.
His Empire.
But they were talking about Gladiator. And like, he was like, oh, the name for ours was like sweaty men in a pit or something.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't very catchy.
No.
Yeah, so it seems like they have similar movies and stuff, but it's just a little bit off. So I want him to make the reference that's just not quite.
Chili. It'll be Chili, and he'll be like, let it leave.
I still can't laugh too hard. Stitches.
What's going on with Nikki's camera over there?
I don't know.
There you go.
There, I wiped it away. Magic.
At the end, Caitlin was talking to Cisco, and I'm like, tell him! Nope. She didn't tell him. She's gonna keep it a secret until it's a problem.
Yeah. Just like every other TV show ever.
Yep. Well, everybody else in the cast as well. So you know what? Whatevs.
Mm-hmm.
So Julian had a really big part this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It starts out with him going to the captain about Barry. But after, some convincing from Joe and HR, he goes and every time I say HR, I feel like I'm talking about the department. Like the HR of S.T.A.R Labs told him to be a little more sensitive. No, it was he went back and tried to bury the hatchet. With Julian. Ended up shadowing him.
And sucking up to him.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
You had to. That's the only way.
Yeah. But he did impress Julian as Barry and as the Flash. Because he said something about the electricity and the cameras going out, and Julian was like, "You know what? That's actually a really good observation."
Yeah.
And the more we're seeing of Julian, the more I don't think he's alchemy. I know he was like our top suspect. I know it's still a possibility, but I feel like it's more unlikely now.
I mean, did you expect Eobard to actually be Wells in the very first season? Or it was just like, oh my god! Like, did you know?
They did a good job of making us go back and forth and question ourselves, but I
Yeah.
think we pretty much knew it was Wells.
Yeah. I think we knew it was Wells, but we didn't know it was Eobard, kind of.
That's
Yes,
what
that's
I'm
what it was.
getting to. I'm getting to, like,
you
there's
reverse
the
flash
mask.
Wells. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was always something.
Like, he was
With
off.
all
I
of
knew
our-
Wells was a jerk and all that stuff, but you didn't know he was Eobard.
Yeah, with all of our guesses, we've been close, but there's always something we don't see.
Yeah, I mean, for the Man in the Iron Mask, the two we had was either Eddie or
Jay.
Jay. And we were right.
Yeah. It was when Julian was talking about why he doesn't like metas, and when he said they get their powers and they waste it,
Mm-hmm.
that to me didn't seem like alchemy, because alchemy wants these metas to have their powers. Alchemy wants to build them up for whatever he's preparing for.
Right.
So it just didn't
And then
feel
what
like
happens
something
when they don't do what they're supposed to?
He offs them.
kills them.
Yeah.
Oh, they
It
waste it. But
very much
but-
still seems like alchemy to me.
Yeah, but alchemy has a power. We've seen him shoot stuff out of his hand. So if Julian's really so, because he had the look of
Longing
been
for
left
power,
out
of
of a party. He's got the look of, I've been left out of a party. I don't have these powers.
alchemy's
Equality.
powers may be technological, or they may be through an artifact of some sort, or much like Damien Dark was linked to the totem.
Magic,
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe. I'm a little
maybe the mask or the costume, or much like what's going on in Arrow.
Ragman. Yeah.
And it may be something he doesn't even know he's doing.
If you think he has like a split personality, and alchemy is his ultimate personality.
It could be like,
Yeah, it could
if
be
it-
he has no
if it's
idea.
the mask or something, it could be like Jim Carrey, where like, hey,
Yeah.
Like Loki, yeah.
he's out there doing whatever, and when that mask goes on, he doesn't remember it when he wakes up.
Somebody stop me. I want to watch that movie again. The movie's great.
Yeah. I've been saying that for almost a month now.
So yeah, they were chasing this giant monster. The monster like rounds a corner, and it's like, I'm just like, is it a Cthulhu monster? What's going on here? Like, that seemed like something Supergirl would have to fight. Not
Right.
something the Flash has to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends up being a hologram. And I was like, I kind of should have seen that coming.
It still did damage to the city, though. Was just the electrical lines and stuff?
I think that was just the Transformers exploding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
yeah.
car alarms were going off, which made me think it was stepping on the cars, but it probably wasn't.
No, because we never saw it interact with anything. It never crushed the pavement. The cars
No.
were all running away and driving away from it, but they never got hit. They were never moved.
What? Yeah. What I don't understand is you still heard its footfalls, and if it's a hologram, you shouldn't.
If I mean, you heard it roar too, so there's audio. It's not just visual. There's an
Right.
audio component to it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I would have to watch it again to see if there was any earth shaking. But yeah, the damage we saw was caused by the electrical wires. Like the lamppost fell on the bus, and that's what hit the bus. And like there was a bunch of cars crashing into each other, and so it was all inadvertent destruction.
Yep.
Um,
I thought it was kind of cool to get some kind of villain that is not the typical meta, you know, or whatever. Because, like, yeah, we've had Killer Shark where it's a monster. We've already done that, you know? But
that's why they're like, what kind of giant? Are we talking Yao Ming or Andre? I was like, oh no, much.
Well, why didn't they Barry just say like no, like Godzilla or a T-Rex
Yeah, right.
or
You could have
something?
said Godzilla.
yeah, well, that's what Brian is saying in chat. He goes, how can they do a monster episode like this and not have a single Godzilla or Cloverfield joke?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I didn't even think of that because I like had my jaw up and I was like, I was not expecting a giant lizard today. Of all the things I was expecting, it was not an actual monster.
It was definitely not that.
Excuse me. Oh god, I love when Barry goes to face it down. He's like, I always wanted to be a Jedi. They're like, take it down like an AT-AT, which they called an ATA.
I've heard them called at warriors.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He called it an AT-AT?
That's what I've heard them a lot of times referenced as.
I've always called it an AT-AT.
Most people do because you have like R2-D2, C-3PO, AT-AT makes sense, but there's a song by a band called Boba Flex, and they call them AT-AT walkers. In that, I've heard them, I forget, there was another reference that was, I don't think it was like some kind of Star Wars documentary, but I don't think it was a canon documentary, but it was, they were referred to as AT-AT warriors as well. Or AT-AT walkers. Can go either way.
Yeah. Yep, I feel that.
But I'm probably gonna go more along the lines of AT-AT, because what do you pronounce the AT-ST?
Yeah.
Atst.
Yeah, Atst. So they were talking about a magic monster lasso made out of carbon fiber, and I was wondering if like lasso was like a Wonder Woman reference. I know we just came off the episode of Supergirl with the actress who played Wonder Woman in it. And they had a Wonder Woman reference. I was just wondering if maybe Magic Lasso was like a Wonder Woman reference.
I was kind of thinking that. Definitely crossed my mind. But I think if it was an intentional reference, they would have done a better job.
Probably. But I don't know. It just made me think of it. And so the mastermind behind this giant hologram is a 15-year-old.
Just an angry 15-year-old looking for attention. Probably got in trouble by mommy and daddy. They took his cell phone away or something.
No, like the way Joe was like, no, there'll be like real consequences. Like that made me think he's in, like that's on his
permanent
record. Like he's gonna not do time but service, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, he did. I mean, like you said, inadvertently, he did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
actually
kind of
almost
has
died
to pay for that. Yeah.
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 But my thought was when it was just like a 15-year-old kid, I'm like, how did he get this tech? What the hell? And then he's like, if he had the money or whatever to get this tech, and he's bitching about getting bullied, it's like that's not, that's not permission for you to go be an asshole, kid. Come on. Joe handled it with a lot of grace, and I'm like, good job, because I would have yelled at him.
Oh, I would have lost my shit.
Yeah, really.
A kid would have had 3 new buttholes. I would have ripped them out.
Whoa. That is a lot of unnecessary toilet paper he would have to use.
Yes, I know. No, no patience for kids who do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Do you know kids that make holograms that rampage the city?
No, I mean take advantage, and basically are doing what is being done to them. And he's getting bullied, so he decides that he's gonna be an asshole and he's gonna bully a whole fucking city with that tech. Like, I mean, it doesn't get that bad.
Welcome to the story of my life. How do you think I got to be the way I am?
And I mean, that's the unfortunate cycle of bullying, because bullies are bullying because they feel powerless either at home or in another situation, and then the kids who get bullied
Yeah.
lash out in other ways. Like it's just that awful cycle.
Well, I was in second grade and I moved from a brand new school and got bullied and I flipped that shit real quick, put an end to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Because what do you do with it? Like you got to look at it from the point. Like bullying is a real like topic that doesn't necessarily have a proper solution. Because if you're being bullied, and then you have to deal with, okay, either I do nothing and hope it goes away, which is the shittiest solution because it's not going to go away.
Yeah, exactly, because he usually does not go away.
Then you have the other thing of you tell someone and try to fix it, and then you get labeled as a stool pigeon or a rat or whatever, and then you have to deal with all the consequences of that, and it ends up getting worse. Or you have to take matters into your own hand, which could equally be as bad because now you're just you're caught in the cycle. So there's no real good way to handle it.
No, there really isn't.
I mean, there is none, but like there's more than just those three. I mean, he could have just stood up to whoever was giving him shit and tried to settle it that way.
But then he's becoming the bully.
Not if you
but he already became the bully.
Right? No, I know.
He became the bully to a whole city full of people.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying bullying in
before-
general. But
In general, okay.
standing up is a lot different. Standing up for yourself is not bullying. It's
Depending
taking a
on
stand
how
and
you
being.
stand up to you.
Handle it like Steve Rogers, damn it.
I mean, just to be like just level-headed, standing up. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But he turned around and decided to take it out on completely innocent strangers.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's where it gets kind of.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying in his situation he did anything right, but I'm just.
And
saying
he almost got shot for it.
Oh yeah.
Julian almost
shot the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
If the flash didn't zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And like the look on his face when he saw it was a kid, and like just that relief and that thankfulness for the flash.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, thank you for stopping me from shooting a kid, no matter how shitty he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really loved when Julian just really just lays it all out. It's like, I didn't like my family. They were rich pricks. I just wanted to do forensics on bugs.
On bugs.
On bugs. Yeah, he'd pick bugs out of the garden. I was like, oh God, you were that kid.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
Not gonna lie, I did a little bit of that in my youth.
I just
picking up bugs.
I picked them up, but I had a magnifying glass, so it was a little different.
I would try to raise them in little jars. They always died. I was bad at that. But anyway.
I had a fish tank full of caterpillars that I picked off the trees.
That's cool.
They were the fuzzy caterpillars.
Yeah. Oh, the ones that make you itchy.
Yeah, they had like the long hair on the back of them. They looked like moths, just fuzzy long moths,
Yeah.
And then they would all cocoon, and I'd have them, and then they'd turn into butterflies, and I'd let them go.
That seems really out of character for you.
I wasn't like harboring them for butterflies. I was harboring them because they were on the trees, and I wanted them off my trees.
So
an ulterior motive.
Okay.
But yeah.
They were on the trees that I tried to climb. They were everywhere, so I started pulling them off. I put them in the thing, and then I didn't know they were going to turn into butterflies.
You didn't know caterpillars would turn into butterflies?
Not at 5 or 6 years old, no.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
I knew that.
I like, because Barry also opened up to Julian. They had a moment, and then they went out for drinks. Super BFFs, just in time for him to stab him in the back. If he is alchemy. I don't know. I'm not convinced anymore.
I think he is. Can't convince me until we see something.
I still don't understand. Like, everybody knows that he basically just got there 2 weeks ago. And then Joe's like, you still think this? He's like, yeah, because it's 2 weeks fresh for me. It's not been a year and some. Like,
well, think it's hard for him to remember. He's been talking to a Barry up until 2 weeks. He's been talking to a Barry that's known Julian for a whole year.
Right. Well,
so he's
all right, so
probably still not used to it.
Here's the thing with Julian. Julian either is alchemy, or he was somebody super significant in Flashpoint, and when he does get his powers, he's gonna go crazy with them.
Well, here's the thing, because Alchemy might not be a bad guy.
Right.
I'm wondering if Alchemy's not the bad guy, because if he's preparing for something, it could be an enemy, and Alchemy might side with the Flash. We still don't know what his plan is.
I mean, if you pay attention in all the other, like, not Supergirl, because Supergirl is not, it's connected, but not really, because we kind of came to the conclusion when we were looking this up when we were doing Legends yesterday, but, like, Arrow and Legends, they're all going to be dealing with something big.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, yeah, maybe Alchemy is preparing for whatever they have to deal with.
Yeah. That's the, That's honestly what it's starting to sound like.
So we have 3 different character bios for Alchemy in the comics. One is Albert Desmond or Alvin Desmond, and he was a chemist who suffered a dissociative identity disorder. Right, so there's that.
We're just talking about that being a possibility.
There's Dr. Curtis Engstrom, who took the thing from Star Labs. I don't know. He doesn't seem like
it doesn't seem like it's going to be that one.
The one that's got my attention right now is Mr. Element. Alexander Petrov was a lab assistant in the Keystone Police Crime Lab. So if they're going to take what they've done and blend things, they have somebody in the crime lab and somebody with identity disorder in the comics, merge those 2 characters to make Julian. So
I can't spell. Anyway, the last thing I need to mention, and I know it's a jump, but there was no segue for this one really. Iris saw Joe turn down the DA for a date, and Barry's like, yeah, I saw that same thing. So Iris is like, listen, Dad, go get yourself a hot date. Hopefully he'll listen, because I like that. The DA lady is pretty cool, and Joe deserves it.
It's just like watching Battlestar Galactica. I don't trust anybody that's new. So she comes in.
You're a
Cylon! Exactly. She comes in and she's just like, yeah, let's go for a date. And Joe's like, nah. And everybody else is like, yeah, go for it. And I'm sitting there like, Joe, you're right to be suspicious. You're right to say, not right now.
You think she's like Dr. Alchemy?
Who knows?
Yeah, you can't discern gender from that costume.
No.
And he's always standing far away from people, so you can't even discern height, really.
But it's
and he could be a voice changer. So I mean, like,
oh yeah.
We didn't even have Dr. Alchemy in this episode.
No, we didn't. But we had a lot of Julian.
It's going on 2 episodes now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, wait. No, yeah, you're right. You're right, because last week it was metas who were already metas. Had nothing to do with Flashpoint. They were from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brian says he loved Wells's line about the Titanic. What was his line about the Titanic again? I do remember
it, but I don't remember it.
There was a lot of lines that HR said this.
I really
episode,
exactly. He just kept going and he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
I was with Cisco. I'm like, you're getting on my nerves a little.
I like it.
Yeah. Sally thinks the Killer Frost storyline looks really interesting, and I do agree.
Yep.
No,
Aubrey's not feeling the season. He said that they kind of messed up Flashpoint, and yeah, it's very hard to do Flashpoint like they did in the comics. Like,
yeah, especially when we're not ready for big superhero crossovers yet.
No, we're not.
No, not yet. Episode 8, dude. We're building up to it.
Yeah.
Flashpoint was just a little too early.
Yeah.
It had just waited.
And it also didn't last very long either, so there's that.
Well, what I like is we're getting like little trickles of these are the effects of it, but yeah, we're out of that timeline and it's already,
Yep.
done.
Yeah.
Basically.
I would have liked to see, spend a little more time in the timeline, but at the same time I feel like it would have been one of those things where I'm like, can we please just get back to where we need to be? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
So either way,
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
a
think there was a
catch-22
good
there.
way. Yeah. It would have had to been like a web series to just kind of like show us what was going on.
Yeah. They could have done another animated thing.
They could have.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Vixen's done and I just, watch it all in one sitting.
Yep.
So next episode is called Shade. Wally has visions of being Kid Flash. When Wally starts having dreams, Barry realizes he has to tell Wally, Iris, and Joe about what happened to Wally in Flashpoint in order to keep him safe. That is the shortest Flash synopsis I've ever read.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of,
It's
without saying, that's saying, alchemy's going to give him his powers. Because every other person had visions or dreams before they got their powers. So, hey, Wally, you're going to be a speedster.
And my question is it alchemy that's giving them the visions and the dreams, or are the visions and the dreams just coming and then alchemy's like, yo, what up? I can give you what you want.
Maybe there's connections between the visions and alchemy. So I guess that's just how it rolled out of my mouth. It just happened that way.
Oh yeah, no, but it's a question I've been asking myself.
I think it's connected.
For a while.
I think it is.
Yeah, like
if he's not giving it to them, it's them having them, and he is tracking them that way. That's how he finds them or something.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you guys. Do you guys have anything else to say about this episode?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Cool. Dom, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me down below at Phenomena, PHENOMEDOM.
Do.
I was trying to think of like a HG or HR Wells ism that I can spit out, and I just couldn't think of it fast enough.
I'm sure as time goes on, we'll get better at predicting his isms.
Mm-hmm.
His isms.
Nikki, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And you can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest, where I'll start streaming stuff on Twitch, hopefully, soon again. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Until our next communion.
Oh, God.
It just reminds me of that song from Les Mis. A really sad one. I don't want to sing right now because I have no voice.
Let it leave. Let it leave.
Oh, no.
Oh, if that's not the Earth 13 version of that, I don't want to
I know.
know what it is.
Can't grasp it anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
That just sounds dirty.
It does.